There we go. Welcome to the stage, Dagur.
So I use this to switch between?
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So this presentation will be about the stablecoin and loan protocol, Moria. My name is Dagur. I started working on Bitcoin Cash in 2015. Back then it was called Bitcoin. I started to contribute to Bitcoin XT at the time, which was the first big blocker node led by Gavin, Andreessen, and Mike Hearn. And after some time, I quit my day job and started working full-time on Bitcoin Cash. Now I am maintainer of Bitcoin Cash node. I also have an Electrum server rostrum, and I contributed to Bitcoin Unlimited and many other Bitcoin Cash projects. Yeah, enough about me. Well, okay, one more thing about me. I now work on DeFi, purely on DeFi, with my company Rift Labs. It's good to be back at BLISS. I stood here 1 year ago and I announced at the end of my presentation that we were going to do a stablecoin. And we did. Back then it was very much still in the research phase, so it took a while, but we managed to launch just before the end of the year. We released Moria Protocol. And yeah, we managed to make the first stable coin that is both decentralized, transparent, and fully native to Bitcoin Cash. And despite giving it big warning, saying like this is super experimental, it's alpha, and so on, it gained quite a bit of traction and grew quite a bit of liquidity, and soon became the biggest token on Cauldron DEX. Which is fitting because every good DEX has to have a good stablecoin, and it's usually at the top. At the beginning, the price of Bitcoin Cash was very non-volatile. It was very little price movement, so we didn't really get to test it out very much in the beginning. But eventually, around Christmas, it became very volatile, and we had a big crash, and our first liquidation just before Christmas. So that was great. Yeah. The Moria Protocol version 0, we call it now. It really pushed the boundaries of what was possible then and what is still possible today, but not tomorrow. We are at exactly 201 opcodes. It's 2 contracts. Both are at 201 opcodes, and that is the consensus limit. And every time we had to make some change, we had to shuffle around code to try to minimize just stack operations, just to get the opcode count down. We stripped the features to the bare minimum, and yeah, it worked. We managed to release a working product, the first stablecoin on Bitcoin Cash, and it's been running without issues for 6 months now. It's great. It was well received both by the community, but we also had some news coverage. My favorite one is USDT killer. I mean, USDT is a trust me bro stablecoin. We are not the same, but still, I appreciate the title. But version 0 was set to be a limited test run. It has a predefined end of date, which is 30th this month, which will have like a forceful sunset event ending the protocol. And we can't let Moria die with this test run. So we have completed development of version 1. Thank you all who participated in version 0. Even though we said, like, don't do this. I appreciate the trust. I hope you made some profits. And now I'm going to dive into how it's different. First off, the new consensus limit is 10,000 opcodes. So we can't really say we're pushing the boundaries of consensus anymore. But still, the contract is more than twice as big. It's bigger, it's better. Yeah. And the new functionality mainly is we have loan NFTs. Your NFTs are now, I will go into this later. We've improved PEG incentives and the ability to refinance your loan. So in version 0, the loan was directly tied to your wallet. It was highly tied to your public key of the wallet. Now it's not owned directly by the wallet, it's owned by the NFT, AIA NFT, that is owned by our wallet. That makes it transferable. You can send loan claims, collateral claims to other people. You can go to TapSwap. Yeah, it's called TapSwap. You can sell your loan if you like. And you can also wrap it into other contracts, which I will go into a bit later. We introduced interest rates. So in the beginning, we had a very strong peg on Moria version 0. And that is much due to a bot called Peggy. And Peggy was run by one of our community members. I much appreciate that. But Peggy started to accumulate way too much MUSD and had to be turned off at some point. The problem is that if you have 0% interest, it puts a very strong downward pressure on the coin. Because you can have 0% interest here, and then you can take it into some other stable yield, stable coin. In the end, just US bonds and get some yield from it. So 0% interest, getting yield from it, that doesn't work. So borrowers didn't really care that they could buy their loans back cheaper. They just wanted to keep their loan positions. There was a long public discussion on the Moria Telegram group. So if any of you participated, thank you. And we settled on doing the same concept as Liquidity version 2. This is the graph for Liquidity version 2. This is the goal. This is super strong peg for a decentralized coin. So as much as I would love to keep 0% interest, it's much better to have a good stablecoin. And the other part of interest is tied to redemption. Basically, a third party is able to pay back some of the loans. And when a payback happens, they only get equal amount in BCH as the loan size is worth. So if it's a loan of $300, you get $300 from the collateral as if you pay it back, and the borrower gets rest. He gets to keep his MUSD, and he gets to keep his over collateral. So you're not really losing anything if you get redeemed, except you lose your loan position, which can suck. But that's the cost you have to pay for a strong peg. So this final user-facing change is just the added ability to change the loan amount. So you don't have to repay the loan to change the collateral ratio or how much you loaned. You can just change it, and you can also change interest rates. And with the user-facing stuff finally over, I can go into technical stuff, which is more fun. The loan NFT is not the only NFT introduced into the protocol. Every responsibility in the protocol has its own unique NFT, well, with very clearly separated responsibilities. For instance, the update button NFT. If you prove that you hold this button, you can update the price of the Delphi price oracle. And NFTs are usually held by wallets, but they don't have to be. They can just as easily be held by a smart contract. As an example, here is one that we made. This one takes the update button NFT, owns it, and thus is able to update the price oracle. And this one is coded so that anyone can go to oracles.cash, fetch the latest price, and update on-chain price without any third party can do it, not just us. And of course, if you create a new smart contract, you can also add new NFT responsibilities. So to this one, we added a migrate button, which can upgrade the contract at a later point. So anytime you see an NFT with responsibility, this is an opportunity to decentralize your protocol further. It's an opportunity to make a new useful product that can use this responsibility for doing stuff, I would say, yeah. And here are some things I would like to see happen. It's like I envision this to come to life. The first one is we would like to decentralize the basis point oracle. With the peak button, it would have the ability to look at all the loans that are on-chain. And with the update button, it has the ability to update the basis point. We have the lighthouse contract. The loan button, like the loan you get from when you take a loan, not only does it have like responsibility to give you the ability to repay your loan and get the collateral back, but it also has the responsibility to maintain the loan, keep it healthy, to add collateral if needed, to change the interest rate if needed, or also decrease the interest rate if the market allows. And you can give this responsibly, trustlessly, to a third party by using a smart contract, a lighthouse contract. You would perhaps pay this third party some fee. But yeah, someone else can take responsibility for keeping your loan healthy. Finally, we have the interests button, which is responsible for claiming interest in the protocol. And this one is so powerful, I would say that you could probably build some kind of governance contract around it, some kind of decentralized organization that tells you like how to split interest between service fee, stability pool, and also staking. Finally, I just want to walk shortly into pay-to NFT hash. We had to introduce a way to assign assets to an NFT. So instead of using pay-to-public key, using public key using cryptographic signatures, you can instead prove that you hold an NFT. And this allows like NFTs to hold assets. It can hold Moria, bitcoincash. It can hold loans. It can hold, in the future, it can hold LP pools on Cauldron. And it can also hold other NFTs. And it's like infinitely recursive. You can have like NFTs owning NFTs that own assets. And even if you want to sell, for example, you want to sell like a collection of Guru NFTs, you can put ownership of all those Gurus into an NFT and put that on TapSwap and sell it as a batch. And since you have fungible, non-fungible tokens on bitcoincash, called pseudo NFTs, you can have copies of NFTs. Imagine the first wallet is your spending wallet, which has NFT, which has your assets. You can also have a copy of that NFT in your cold wallet. So basically you have a backup of your current spending wallet in your cold wallet. So I think it's like a very cool new thing. And I think it would be really cool to see some wallet developers take this concept and make like a NFT-centric wallet. Moria is in audit. We found a very reputable, good company willing to audit it. So it's currently audit pending. We are very happy about this. I'm very happy about this. So yeah, lots of people have been asking me, when do we get version 1? Version 1 is on the 30th this month, public release. But I have a special announcement. Moria was deployed 2 days ago. It's on chain right now. If you go to this URL, you can see the new version. If you try to mint MUSD, you will get a consensus error refusing you to do it. But as soon as Velma kicks in, you can mint brand new MUSD. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any questions? All right. First one.
With NFTs that can own NFTs, if you transfer, let's say, a parent NFT, do the children go with it, or can those things be unlinked, I guess?
I mean, you can unlink it, you can send it, you can send the children to whatever, but if you don't unlink it, then you will, of course, transfer the parent NFTs as well, if it makes sense. I
think so.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
What happens to all of my stacks of Moria version 0 on the sunset? Do I get to keep it?
It's up to you. I mean, this is Bitcoin Cash. We can't force you to do anything. You can't like sign off some contract to take stuff from your wallet. But hopefully you will go to the Moria and redeem. It's actually redeem to sunset the other loans to get back your BCH. And you will also help them get back their BCH.
I like the pay to NFT hash. That sounds really cool. I'm imagining it's hidden behind a pay to script hash, right? I mean, there's no other way to do it, really, right? Is that?
I mean, yeah, the wallet has to own it somehow, yeah.
But you know, in the future, if we do the pay to script, you know, would it be useful to be like even show you just you know not go through pay to script hash, just have like an actual, you know, the script, the locking script, or something like this. You know what I mean?
But you're as smart as me, so you tell me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
Are they short enough? Are they under 201 bytes? The pay to NFT hash?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I imagine they would be. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I like the concept. I think it's really cool.
Any more? Any more for any more? Oh, okay.
Can you tell us about the smart contract that you built for the redemption? How are you in script ensuring that the lowest interest rate loan, how does the redemption prove that the loan that it's redeeming is the lowest interest rate loan?
Let's go back here. This thing. It's an oracle. We have an oracle for that. Currently run by us. Hopefully in the future, it's decentralized.
Yesterday, after Matthew's discussion about ParityUSD, some people on Twitter were asking if there are any major differences between ParityUSD and Moria USD. Can you explain?
Sure. Conceptually, they look very similar. Or more than that, I know as much as you, so you tell me.
Run by different teams, I guess. Right, any more? Okay, put your hands together for Dagur. All right. Okay. Well, that's all we have for the morning part of today, the morning session. We are running a little bit ahead of time, and given everybody was enjoying chatting in the breaks so much yesterday, I've taken an executive decision to extend that a little and give you all a bit more time to mingle. So we will be back at 11. See you then.